Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Grabbing my water. I know you guys are like, what? She's drinking water. I do drink water. Occasionally, filtered through coffee beans. No, I had my coffee already. I just haven't had any water. I know this is gigantic, but it's the watering bottle that I had in my car. So, let's see if I can see you gorgeous faces this morning. Who's here? All right. Oh, the sound is on. That won't be good. Today's day 66, like Route 66. Holy guacamole, how did that happen? So excited. Marco. I thought I had you guys all pulled up, but my brain kind of went out to lunch. And I pulled up YouTube instead. I'm like, nope, wrong one. There we are. Yay. Good morning, Alicia. I see you guys tuning in. Okay, good morning. I'm excited I get to see you next week as we get back in the studio. So I really like this space. I know that I taught from this space, I guess, day before yesterday. But it's just so quiet. It's like no sound makes it in here. And it's just warm and peaceful. And so I like this space. And I've done some writing here at this desk. It's just gorgeous. Good morning, John. All right, so I am unsure, good morning, Mom, of what we're going to do today. I'm just going to kind of piece it together. I had some really great ideas from Valerie. Yeah. Where we could work on necks or we could work on twists. She also mentioned that maybe tomorrow we could do potluck, where you guys tell me a body, a place that you want to work on, and or a pose, which we can totally do that. Good morning. Cece, good morning. I love that everybody's checking in. That makes me happy. All right. Let's see. Everybody's filing in now. I imagine that Petra will be here. No, she had to take Joshua to the doctor today, so. Let me know how your bodies are doing so that I can give you modifications if your back is bugging you or your feet. So I've been trying to mention every class that we are having until we get back into the studio next week that we are, in fact, going to get back into the studio next week, which means dailies at 9. We'll stop dailies at 9, but I will now start broadcasting the classes from the church live. And I normally only teach there on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. So I will probably do those classes that are at 8:30 in the morning. I was going to say because they're less crowded than the evening classes. They're a little more laid back. It'll be easier for me just to have a tripod in the middle of the room and not crowd out anybody. But to be honestly, after I said that, I mean, whether it's the morning class or the night class, we're not going to be able to have more than 12 people because I've limited the space for now. Everything will change as we move through this into whatever our new normal is. Everybody's body's pretty good. There's some stiffness, lower back. My mom's like, everything needs work. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Jeannie. It's nice to see you guys. All right. So, I was texting Valerie this morning, and she was saying that a fun class would be naughty neck or twist and shout. And twist and shout is a good one. I taught a workshop called Twist and Shout before, and the very first daily quarantine yoga I think that I taught was twists. But that's been like 66 days ago. So I think we can completely revisit twists. And depending on how deep you twist, you will shout. So maybe that's what we're going to work on today. Good morning, Vicki. I'm glad you have coffee. I just have water. I did have a cup though, so I'm not like complaining. It's just the time it was going to take to make another cup of coffee would have interfered with me starting on time. So I'm looking forward to my next cup of coffee as a reward. So enjoy your coffee for me, Brian, while I'm teaching. So that's plenty of water though. Everybody could get a drink. I got this. I'm waiting for everybody to sign in. We got one more minute. I got this really cool Hydro Flask. This is the 64-ounce one. When I took my dad to Wyoming, not this summer, last summer, 2 summers ago, 2018. He and I went to Wyoming. It was a daddy-daughter trip, which was amazeballs. And we went to this coffee place called Cowboy Coffee. And every day before we'd go up into the Grand Tetons or before we went to Yellowstone, we would fill this up with coffee. And literally we would gingerly seat belt it in because it was important cargo. So I get it. Good morning, Miss Betty. All right. Oh my gosh, on screen, that Yellowstone sticker is really big, right? It says Yell. That's what that Yell means. It's Yellowstone. It's all Wyoming stickers on there, if you were wondering. Good morning, Miss Amanda. I'm really wishing for a virtual tour of this beautiful home. Oh my goodness, I know, right? I've been very respectful of her privacy and haven't done that, but it's breathtaking. I'm here to tell you. The people are just as amazing as the home. I mean, they're just beautiful people. I'm so blessed to have such amazing friends in my life. Oh, I know. I love me some Cowboy Coffee. They do ship. I need to ship. That particular town was just really, if you haven't ever been, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. The sidewalks are literally boarded and not like cement. So it makes you kind of feel like Old West because all of the sidewalks in front of the shops, and the shops have been made to look kind of rustic. And then that's right around that main square. And in that main square is where they have those big arches that are made out of antlers. It's really cool. All right, let's get this party started. We are going to do twists today. So while I'm prepping for us to start, the thing about twists help us, one, to realign the spine. It's one of those 5 movements of the spine, right? To help you have a really good communication in the spinal column. It's also good for wringing out the body, helps you compress organs. It's going to compress fluid out of those organs so that whenever you return out of a twist, that organ can fill back in fresh blood supplies. It helps move toxins through the body. It helps get things moving through your lymphatic system. where your liver, your kidneys, they're pump driven. So because fluids are being pushed through by your heart, they get filtered. Lymphatics get processed through the lymphs through movement and twisting and opening, kind of like pump action that way. So that's really, really helpful. It helps align the spine, it helps release tension, helps move the fascia around. I don't have my socks, they're over there, but you've all had a sock on that's gotten twisted in your shoe before, and you know you'll have to stop, take off your shoe because it'll drive you crazy. Well, literally, the underlayer under your skin, the fascia, through trauma, through surgery, through all kinds of things, it can get shifted a little bit. And that shifted underneath there will make you feel like, oh, I'm stiff, or I'm not flexible. And it may have nothing to do with the muscle. It has to do with that fascia underneath. And there's a technique called cupping, which is like this big suction cup that massage therapists can use, where they kind of cup and then they pull, and it helps pull things back in space. You'll see people out in public that'll have like these little circles on them, and you're like, what kind of witchery have you been up to? No, they've just been to the chiropractor or massage therapist, and they got cupped. And so it really helps move that fascia around. But all that to be said is twists can do the same thing. And so we're really going to find some places in the body that we can get to through twists. Everybody's done checking up. Oh, right. So when we get back to my house, I will totally take you for a tour. I appreciate that. The bookshelf that you've seen was my house. Those were the first couple of videos. And just that plain wall that you saw before. Plain. That's why you haven't seen my dog recently, is because he's at his home and I'm at her home. All right. Let's get the party started. We're going to sit comfortably, and we're just going to start checking in. Nice full breathing here. Set the intention for your practice. Lifting pelvic floor, pull the navel in. Let the shoulders slowly start to push back so that the shoulders sit over the hips. And you will be able to tell because the weight will shift. You'll feel it press down into your sit bones a little different. The spine stacks. And after you have that intention set, we notice the breath. And then we open those eyes. We're going to lace the fingers together. We're going to press out and lift up. Nice tall spine here. Really, really lift. Opening through the heart, opening through the shoulders. Where's the throat? And release. We're going to turn to the right. A nice tall spine. Now, from here, we're going to slowly start to come down. Left shoulder comes down. Right hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to really contract on this side to help us lift, because we start out every class pretty much with a twist. And we do it so often, I just wanted you to see that we twist a lot. To really try to get that body going. But I want you to be very aware, so use that back hand to kind of straighten that arm so that you're sitting tall, that you have a nice twist, that you're looking over the shoulder. And gently come back to the center. We're going to lace those fingers, pressing out, lifting up, tall spine here. And we're going to twist it to the left. Tall spine. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Janice. Now, once we get really tight, we're going to allow that right shoulder to slowly start to float down, and that left hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly, we're going to come back up. Really feel that twist. Use that back hand to make your body super tall. Where's your breathing? Release and come back to center. We're going to extend those arms out. Lengthening through the crown of the head. We lift the pelvic floor, hollow out that belly. Nice long stretch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're going to come back up. Ooh, already feels good. Let's change the cross of those legs. Now, we've changed the cross of the legs. What are we going to do with the arms? Right arm. It's going to come down. We're going to lengthen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that left hand come up. We're going to bend at that elbow and twist it through. Nice rotation. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unwind and lengthen. Slowly we're going to come up. Left arm comes down. Right arm reaches. Open your heart. Really open through the chest. Extend through that right arm. Keep right hip on the floor though. All of my instincts wants me to shrink down because the shirt that I wore today is pretty short. But then I'm like, you know what? This is real world problems. All of you at home in your PJs or whatever have the same thing. So we're going to struggle through it together. Hands come up, bend that elbow, and twist it through. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unwind and lengthen. Slowly we're going to come back up. Nicely done. We're going to let right ear come to the right shoulder. And left ear, left shoulder. Back to the center. Nicely done, guys. Thanks for joining me. We're going to put the bottoms of the feet together. Tall spine, fold it forward. So we feel the hip crease. A lot of times people will bend from the belly. So if you bend from the belly, look what happens. My pelvis actually goes back and I get this hunch. I don't want to hunch. I want to lean, right? So I'm elongating through the crown of the head, forward folding. Nice long stretch here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe you can come down a little more, really pressing down with those sits bones as you elongate through the head. There's a fold at the hip crease. That navel's lifting. The pelvic floor is lifting. So a lot's going on. You don't just kind of dump out on a pose and just wait through it. Ideally, we're having a nice steady breath with conscious awareness of inhale and exhale. And slowly we're going to come up. We're going to lift the knees. And after we lift the knees, we're going to cross those arms. Roll back body. Nice work here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to lift those knees and nice work. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those knees back in and we're going to just kind of stretch them out. You get some things that might not be in the same order that you're used to, but we got this. Nice little stretch. Leaning forward. We're just going to reset those legs a little bit. Now, as we come up, again, we're focusing on the twist. So we're going to bring that right leg across the leg. Good morning, Celeste. And we're going to turn to the right. So we're turning into the knee. Now, keep in mind that foot is across the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nicely done here. We're going to come back to the center, a little rock to kind of release that out. And release. Again, a little different pattern than you're used to. We're going to bring that knee up and put that foot next to the knee, rotating to the left, tall spine. Really use that back hand as a spine, that second spine, to really elongate through the crown of the head. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come back to the center. We're going to grab that foot, rock it out. Twisting, so important. Now we're going to come back to the center, do a little bounce. Now, twisting. When we think about twist, we think about torso. There's more than that. There's the neck, right? That's still the spine twisting. But there's rotation in arms, rotation in leg. Now, when I say rotation in leg, I want you to see that my leg as a whole is moving. But there are rotations that we can do just for this lower part of the leg. So the 2 bones that we have here, tibia and fibia. And just like the 2 bones we have here, which is the radius and ulna. And those are the muscles and bones that allow us to do this rotation. So I can do this, even though my arm's not moving. See, I'm holding my arm still here, but we can rotate. This amount of rotation that's happening in the hand should be able to happen from here down, right? But we're not always good at that. How can we work on this rotation, twisting, here? So we're going to grab this foot. We're going to reach under. So it's right foot, right hand, and you're just going to try to turn the toes down. It's going to help you rotate where these connect up here in the knee. It might feel a little, so if that's okay, if you feel that little catch, then you're just going to hang out here. Applying pressure on the ball of this foot, trying to pull it down. Now, some of you have the comfort that you can place the toes like this, right? And kind of scooch in. So you see this is helping me get this rotation. So it really works. You can see this muscle really kick in here as I get that rotation. Sometimes it's a little cranky on the toes down here. If that starts to happen, if you can get the toes down, there's a whole lot of ifs there. That knee falls down some. Then you start to travel over this leg. And you may at home have some expletives, whatever those are. They're all kind ones, I'm sure. Like, you're like, I can't lean forward without my foot stuck up in my belly. That's okay. Just getting this rotation. This part is giving you something to do while this part is being cranky. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come back up. Now, you may need to gently pick your foot up in case your toes stick on the mat. We're going to extend that out. Nice little bounce. Now, maybe that was uncomfortable for you, but maybe it was uncomfortable because you haven't done it before. It's pretty much uncomfortable even if you've done it before. Really helping rotation. So twisting, air quotes, rotation is what this practice is about today. Thanks to Valerie. Yay, Valerie. We're going to grab this, a little bit of a rock. We're going to reach through. Good morning, Ellie. Good morning, Frank. We're going to take this left hand, grab the ball of that foot. We're going to try to pull down. So you're going to feel these muscles start to kick in. It travels up through the side, up into the side of the knee. Nice work here. And 1, 2. Maybe you feel like you can slowly put those toes down. Maybe the toes go down just this much. And that's okay. And once they come down, I always protect my toes a little bit. I've dislocated this toe and it never was the same, so I have to put it in place. And lean forward. And once I get in this position, I can begin to feel it. Now on this leg, I don't feel it so much here. I feel it more here. And then start that forward fold. 1. Where's your breathing? Because it's really tempting not to breathe in this posture. 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly, we're going to come back out of that posture, whichever one you were doing. If the toes made it down to the floor, you're just going to lift them up, bring that leg in. Nice little bounce. Good work. So we're going to do some recline twists and then some twists on our hands and knees. So we're going to just do some rotations in the feet before we lay down. Get some snap, crackles, and pops in those ankles. Change the direction. All right, so we've done ankle movement, twisting, rotation. Lower leg movement, which you might not have known that we had. So we've done a little external rotation in the legs. We've done torso twisting, neck twisting. We're going to slowly get into some shoulders and forearms. Let's lay back, pull those knees in. If you lay down quick enough, you'll get that upper body thoracic adjustment, which is nice. Arms come out to the side. We're going to drop those knees over to the left. Nice rotation, feels fantastic through side body. From that armpit, through serratus anterior, down, traveling through the side body, waistline into hip. And once we get into that hip, we're going to see maybe we can extend that left leg out. No, that's the right leg. Just for funsies, right? It really accentuates that twist. Find your breath here. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to gently release that leg. Bring those knees back up. Drop the knees over to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently push that leg out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. Bring those knees back to the center. Now, once you get these knees back to the center, we're going to just cross those knees, pull those ankles down, pull those ankles then up. So this is going to help you get that lower back flat. So it's going to give you a chance to reset your back from the twists. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's change that cross. Down and then up. It helps pull those thighs into the chest. 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. And then we're going to bring... I like that. Favorite pose Friday. I like it. And nice big stretch. We're going to bring that right foot into the chin. And up. Left foot into the chin. And up, legs back together, feet down to the floor. We're going to put those hands beside the body, palms down, press through the feet to lift. We feel that contraction in back body, this lengthening through front body. 1, 2, keep those legs parallel, active on the inside of the leg. 3, where's your breathing? 4, lift your toes. I know you're like, what? That doesn't come after 4. It does. We're going to put those toes back down. 5, rolling the spine down and swinging those legs from side to side. And gently bring those legs in, cross at the ankles, rolling up. And from there, we're going to come to hands and knees. So, we're going to come up. And come down onto those hands and knees. Nice work here. Inhaling up. And down. And up. And down. One last time. Inhale up. And down. I'm going to put a flat back. We're going to let that right arm come up. We're going to thread it through. So we put that right shoulder down. Nice rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From there, we're going to shift back, coming to table. Left hand comes up. Thread it through. Left shoulder comes down. Nice rotation here. Rotating those shoulders, stacking them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release, shifting back. Coming to a table. We're going to shift back, lengthen. Nice stretch, child's pose. We're lengthening through that spine. Let those arms come forward. Maybe come up onto those fingertips. Allow the head to come back down. Now, we're going to continue with that twisting theme. So we remember what we did with that lower leg and that tibia and the fibia. We're going to do that in the radius and the ulna. And we're not stretching bones, obviously. But by me saying those bones, you know the location that we're going to work on. We come up to table. This is really good for the wrists. We're going to take this right hand and we're going to rotate it clockwise until those fingers face the knees. Then we're going to take the left hand, rotate it counterclockwise until the fingers face the knees. That looks easy until you do it. You're going to feel those forearms fire up for sure. It's really good for people with carpal tunnel or even tennis elbow because it will come all the way up into the elbow. You'll feel that. So we get this chance to really open. Now, if you need a little more stretch here, if you're like, no, I'm good. If you start to bring your booty back and increase that angle of stretch, you will absolutely feel the posture. So if you feel a little insecure here, if you just really lift your pelvic floor and pull your navel in and activate your core, then you're going to have a little better stretch here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, as we slowly bring those shoulders back over the wrists, we're going to undo one leg, or one arm, and then we're going to slowly undo the other one. Now, they've had a lot of stretching, so we shift the weight back so we don't have to support weight, and put the backs of the wrists down. So that way, if there's any crankiness, we can try to just ease it out a little. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nicely done. We're going to put those hands down. Turn those toes. We're going to get a little twist in here. And we do that three-legged dog all the time, but a twist actually happens here. We're going to let that right leg come up, but we bend the knee, which opens the hip. Lengthen through those spines. Balance out your shoulders, but you see that my hip lifts, but my shoulders stay squared off. So that twist happens at the pelvis and lower lumbar. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that foot come down. Readjust. Left leg comes up. Bend that knee, open up. Try to square off your shoulders. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to let that foot come down. Bend those knees looking forward. And slowly come forward. Fingertips flat back. Forward folds. Inhale all the way up. Hands come down. Releasing out. Nice. I'm so excited. So we're going to get our twist on. You ready? Of course you're ready. Here we go. Inhaling up. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips flat back. Forward folding. We're going to bend those knees. Extend. Oh my goodness, I cut my head off. I'm just now seeing that. I will back up the camera. Give me a second. Let me step back forward. I have no head. It's a headless horseman. Welcome to Sleepy Hollow. Let me move that back a lot. Maybe now you can see my head. Let me put that foot back. And after that foot is back, we're going to cartwheel up into Warrior 2. Do I have a head? I'm waiting because there's a delay on my computer screen. Let's see. I'm holding this pose a really long time while I wait to get back. $5,452. Can barely see my head. I'll move it next time. We're going to allow that right elbow to come around. Palms come together. Nice rotation. So keep in mind that there is a space between this right ear and right shoulder. Nice tall body looking up towards the left elbow. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to slowly bring those hands down. Come to the ball of that right foot and sit, step back. Knees, chest, and chin are chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Downward dog. Nice big stretch. So you're going to bring that right foot forward, grounding the foot so you can cartwheel up into Warrior 2. And while you're in Warrior 2, I'm going to move the screen back. Let's see if we can do this a little bit more so I can save my head. There we go. Covers all tossed down. Ha! Now, you should be able to see my head. Left arm comes around. And now I can smile at you. Nice tall spine here. 1, 2, 3. Push that left ankle back and down, really opening the tissues in the side of the ankle. We're twisting through those organs. Tall spine, right knee goes right. And 5. Hands come down. From here, we're going to come to the ball of the foot. From there, we step forward. Fingertips flat back, really lengthening out. Forward folds. Inhale all the way up. Hands slowly come down. And release. Yay! Made it through that first series. All our camera issues. Now then, we're going to move through the second one. Now when we get to the second one, we're going to work on the rotation in the shoulder. So that's still twisting, rotation, kind of sort of the same. So we're going to inhale up. And exhale, forward folding. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold, soft bend those knees. We're going to extend that right foot back, and we're grounding that foot down. We want to make sure we have a nice, good foundation. We feel the 4 points of those feet really pressing down. We feel that work. And from here, we're going to cartwheel up into Warrior Two. I'm remembering for my left knee to go left so that I'm active through those legs. We're going to turn the palms up. We're going to work all the way through, turning the palms up, but the thumbs travel around. And then release. So that's one. We're going to rotate all the way through. And back. That's two. All the way back. And up. That's three. We allow those hands to slowly come down. My head is still out of the picture. Bless you all. Nice plank. Knees, chest and chin. Belly comes all the way down. Flatten the tops of those feet. Really stretch the ankles. Let that chest lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nicely done. Slowly we're coming down. From here we're going to press to come to table. From table we turn the toes, coming to down dog, bend and stretch it. Right leg comes forward, grounding that back foot. We're going to cartwheel up into Warrior Two. Once we're here, palms come up. Rotate all the way through, palms up. And back up. Rotate all the way through. And back up. One more time. All the way through. And back up. Nicely done. We're going to slowly come down. Come to the ball of that left foot. We're going to step forward. Fingertips flat back. We're really lengthening through the spine. Forward fold. Bend those knees. Inhaling all the way up. Hands come down. So we're going to play with some postures. We're going to work through chair pose, but we're going to twist in chair. So just like when we do revolved side angle posture, where we bring the elbow to the knee and twist, we're going to do that in chair. Your shoulders might be grumpy, so having the hands at the heart will make these poses just a little easier. We're going to bend the knees, and when we bend the knees, we're sending the hips back. Sending the hips back requires you to tuck under that pelvis a little bit. Excuse me, have the hiccups. So you're lifting pelvic floor, you're hollowing out the belly. You're going to bend those knees, send the hips back, bend the knees, send the hips back. Hands come to the heart. From here, we're going to put right elbow on the left knee. We're going to turn, look at left elbow. 1, 2, 3. Where's your breathing? 4, 5. Man, I don't know what I'm doing with my head today, but slowly we're going to come back up and over to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let those hands come back up and press down to come up. one last time. I am so sorry. I'm going to try to work on my camera. I don't know why it's doing that today. That should help. Yay. It's the dancing body. No head. Alright, so, sorry for playing around. Thank you guys for being so easy peasy lemon squeezy through 66 days of practicing together. I think you'll see that this changes a lot. Alright, yeah, the angle really makes a big difference. So we're going to work on the twist. So now with the twist, because we're working through that whole body, I want to add in a balance with the twist. And I've turned sideways so that you can see what happens. So even yesterday, we worked, maybe it was the day before, that rotation where we bring the leg out to the side. Okay? So we normally practice here with the hand on the knee. But today what I'm going to ask you to do is to set down that foundation. But when you bring the knee up, you're going to grab with the opposite hand. So let's see if we can start here. Left foot is grounded, heel balls and toes. Then you're going to let the left hand grab right knee. And you're going to see if maybe your right arm can come behind you. That's a type of twist that's going to maybe throw you off a little bit. Maybe you can slowly turn the head and allow the head to start look behind you. But typically, as you start to move the head, you get off and you kind of fall over. 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that back arm come down and release, walk it out. Let's see if we can do the other side. I'll turn this way. So, right foot, heel, ball, toes. Love it. Put some weight in it. Make sure you have your best outcome. As you bring that left knee up, you're going to grab with right hand. Then the left hand travels behind you. So there is a lifting of pelvic floor, pulling the navel in, and then we're going to slowly start to turn and look behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that hand release. Let that foot release. Walk it out. Nicely done. Yay, us. We're still holding in there. Yep, I see everybody here. Yay, you. Inhaling up. Exhaling, forward fold. Thank you guys so much for being here with me this morning. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold. We're going to bend that knee. We're going to send the right foot back. We're going to ground that foot. We're going to cartwheel up into Warrior 2. Lengthen and tip for triangle. Now triangle within itself, not a twist, helps us lengthen out the spine, but I'm getting us here to prep for the revolved triangle. So we're here, we feel that work, hip forward, shoulders back. In my case, belly out. Everything today's bugging me, the camera, my shirt, but I'm on the mat and I'm smiling and enjoying my day, starting with you. So we're going to let this top hand slowly start to come down. We're bending left knee. That hand comes down. We start to rotate the shoulders. The left hand comes up. Now we start to straighten that left leg. Looking up towards the sky. Nice work. You're really going to feel that hamstring stretch. Now what's working here is there's this change in that rotation in the hip. There's not much twist in the spine. If you notice, the spine is still pretty straight. There's just a twist at the shoulder, a little bit of twist down in the hip. It's not a really huge twist, but you feel it in the legs for sure. We're going to let that top hand come down. We're going to come to the ball of that right foot, stepping back to plank. From plank, knees, chest and chin or chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Downward dog, bend and stretch. Lengthening the spine, right leg comes forward, grounding that back foot. We're going to cartwheel up to come into warrior two, then straighten front leg. We're going to lengthen forward, tip. Hips forward, shoulders back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We let the top hand come down. We're going to bend that knee. Maybe you have to rotate that back foot some. Left palm stays flat on the floor. We begin to straighten right leg. As we lift, we're going to let right arm come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top hand slowly begins to come down. We come to the ball of that left foot. We're going to step forward, fingertips flat back, really lengthen it out. Forward folding, inhale all the way up. Hand slowly comes back down. Nice work. So we're getting ready to come into a squat. I'm going to turn this way so you can kind of see what's happening with the arms. It's not necessarily flattering this way, but you will see what I'm talking about. So we're a little wide. We're going to slowly come down into that squat. The palms are together. Now, my feet come out some, and my feet are flat. What we're going to do is a Garland Pose. So we're going to let the left hand come across the front of the shin and down on the mat. Now, with the arm going this way across the front of the shin, it keeps this leg isolated so that you can let that right arm come up. Now, depending on how your neck feels, you may want to look down because you can't look up because it's catchy, and that's okay. Maybe you start up and it's too much of a twist, then you look down. But find your best breath here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those palms together. Nice rotation. Right hand comes down. Again, keeping this shin still. Left arm comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those hands back together. Palms come forward. Sit back on your bum. Once you're here, gently sit. Slowly come forward. Feel that release in the back. And then slowly we come back up. Now, from here, we're going to work on stirring the pot. Nice big rotation. The next time we make it to the front, we're going to change directions. And then slowly we come up. And then we're going to continue that twist up. This is a more fast movement. The forefingers are forward, the thumb is back, and we twist. Feeling that work. Sitting up nice and tall, working through that spine. You might have to coordinate your breath. And gently release. So a lot of times after that you have to sit quietly for a second because your head still has that swaying movement. Nice. Right ear, right shoulder. Just checking in with the body gives you another chance to just kind of reorient. Left ear, left shoulder. Head comes up, and last but not least, we're going to twist that head looking to the right. So we're twisting the neck. And turn the head in the opposite direction, twisting that neck. Where's your breathing? And back. Oh, nice work. So we're going to pull those knees in. We're going to hug. Releasing the spine. Now from there, we're going to relax back. We're going to take those knees and pull them in. And maybe get another adjustment. So once we get down and we're reclined, one of my most favorite twists is this deep spinal twist with the legs crossed. Sometimes I think they call it eagle twist because you have eagle legs from that standing balance eagle. So we cross the right leg over, and it's really tight here. Then you press down through that left foot to lift your booty up, but you slide the butt about 8 inches to the right. I know that sounds confusing. Then we allow those legs to slowly roll to the left. Ah, nice work. 1, 2, oh my goodness, so amazing is this twist. Right shoulder, try to get it down towards the floor. And 5. Find your breath. We're not rushing out of this. Maybe you're just sinking into it, and that's fine. We're still breathing. And then we're going to slowly start to bring those legs up. We're going to unwind, scoot the hips in. We're going to let that right foot come into center, left leg comes over, and we're going to cross tightly. We're going to lift the hips up, slide them to the left. Slowly rotate over and sink down. 1. Find that breath. Left shoulder's down. 2. 3. 4. 5. We gently release. We begin to bring those knees back up and uncross. Bring the legs back to center. Just a little sway here from side to side for you. Nice work. Love that twist. So from here, I would like to add another twist. Now, you can do this twist with props or without props. We want to twist the torso a little more. So we're going to roll those knees over to the right or whichever screen for you to get up. Now, ideally, you would put a prop here. You would turn your torso down and recline down. So this is what the legs look like. I like to say that it's a mermaid on a rock. And there would be props here. I'm going to show you with and without props and how you can do that from home. I'm turning my torso and then you lay over. So you can just rest like this. It gets a different place in the body. Okay? If you want to use a prop at home because getting down is difficult, You can use pillows. I see here, this is for the bed. I don't know where the other one went. I tossed it somewhere. There it is. So you can do a couple of pillows. You can just stack those up. So you could do like this if you had pillows off your bed. Your hip goes up against that pillow. You turn the heart and slowly roll back and down. So maybe you can allow the left ear to continue that twist and come down on the bolster or pillows or the floor. And breathe. So we're changing the twist. Feel that work. Try to get the belly down towards the pillow or floor. This is the wonderful part of twists. Where's your breathing? Nice, long breath. When we are twisting, we have the tendency to want to hold the breath. Three, 4, 5. Now when we get ready to twist the other way, we don't want to move those bolsters, especially after we've set everything up. It's easier actually to flip the knees. So I'm going to flip those knees. Yes, it's a Twisty Thursday. So we're going to sit on that left hip. Slowly start to bring the navel down, heart down, all the way down. So if you can get the right ear to come all the way down, we're able to twist all the way through to the neck. Find your breath here. Now, we're using these recline twists in lieu of our Shavasana today. These poses are very restorative. They can help you go inward and reflect, the same as Shavasana. So we want to be very aware of our breathing, letting go of everything but the twist and allowing gravity to pull us in them. We don't want our mind to get away from us, and if it does, just bring it back. And we are finishing up here. Full breathing. 3, 4, 5. We start to unwind the head first if it was in a deep twist. We put those hands down and try to start slowly lifting that body. If you have props, maybe you move them out of the way. Coming into a nice comfortable seated position. We let the head turn to the right. We let the head turn to the left. Just checking in. We come back to the center. We bring the hands to the heart. We remind ourselves of all the amazing things we have in our life to be thankful for. We send out that compassion and kindness to others. In the practice with an Om, if you're comfortable, inhaling. Bowing forward and respect. Namaste. Peace be with you. Think with clarity. Go safely. Speak truth and kindness. Thank you for practicing with me today. Love unconditionally. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you again from my heart to your heart. Things are slowly changing. I should be back in my home studio by the weekend. And then in the main studio, the church, next week. But I'll still be here with you. We've developed this wonderful online community that I am not ready to give up as I make changes in my future. I want to do that with you. So thank you. Big hugs and kisses. Thank you. Yay yoga. I see all that in here. And the hearts. I love all of that. You are absolutely welcome. I will see you guys same bat time, same bat channel, and with a much longer shirt tomorrow. Bye.